Hello everyone, welcome to 12am coding. So this particular tutorial is continuation of the last tutorial at the rate qualifier we discussed. So I found one interesting thing, so I thought to share with you guys. Okay, so the thing is that currently we developed like this, right? In our last tutorial, we just created one object and without at the rate qualifier, our fourth method, right? If you see our last tutorial, you'll be knowing this particular concept that we are having this fruit interface and two classes apple and orange which are implementing fruit interface. Okay, so if I want to call this particular method taste like whatever implementation, if I want that particular bean, then I need to use at the rate qualifier. Okay, or I can define the name also, like this particular orange class, right? So I define the name orange. So what Spring Boot did that in this particular, like we are having IOC container, it created one bean. 1 minute, let me change the color of it. Okay, so it created a bean over here. Okay, and what it did, it just created a bean with the name orange. Okay, and when we are calling this particular thing fruit orange, it is calling that that particular method from the orange, right? But I have tried one thing, because as we have add this qualifier over this orange class, so why can't I name this particular object as orange fruit? Okay, and if we try this, like last example was working with the orange, so if we try it, we are getting the same error. If you see, then it is saying field orange fruit in completed example requires a single bean, but it found two, apple and orange. So if you see the interesting thing, right? I defined at the rate qualifier with the name. So according to us, what it should do, if we defining the at the rate qualifier, then it should create with the orange orange fruit, right? Orange fruit, right? But it is creating with apple and orange only, not with the orange fruit, because it's just a qualifier. Okay, it, you can think like it is just a wrapper over that orange, but internally the orange bean will be created. On it they provided a wrapper with at the rate qualifier. That's why this at the rate with at the rate qualifier, this orange fruit is not working. If I provide the name orange, then it will work. Okay, then it will work perfectly fine, because internally it is creating with the orange. I hope this is making sense. Okay, so if we run it, it is working fine. Now one interesting thing is, if I remove this orange fruit from here, okay, from at the rate qualifier, and directly put it on the container. Okay, now let's see. uh, okay, let me run it and see. So it told it is giving the error. See, it is field orange, it doesn't found. Apple fruit and orange fruit is found. So now what's happening in this particular case, that if you are defining your name uh, with at the rate component directly, okay, at the rate component, whatever xyz name you are defining here, this particular bean is getting created with xyz name rather than the class object name orange. Okay, so I hope this is making sense. Now if we call this particular method with the orange fruit, right, then it should work as expected. So this is one more interesting thing about this notation at the rate qualifier and autowire. So I just want to share with you. And for example, you can say apple fruit also here. Okay, it will also work. It should work actually. So if you see, our Spring Boot application is started, and if I say Apple Taste Sweet. So yes, guys, this particular very simple thing I just want to share with you guys. I hope you find this interesting, and definitely it will improve you. It will help you in your coding practices. So yeah, thank you, and see you in the next tutorial.